as the owner of a company, okay? And Krista does not have an H-1B visa. So I took care of all of that process. I handled it. And so I'm familiar with this. Obviously, I don't talk about a lot of this stuff. I like to pretend that I am a dumb redneck from Alabama, but from a business standpoint, things have to be dealt with from behind the scenes. But I have some history and experience with dealing with the United States Immigration Office, with me being in his employer. And the H-1B is completely abused, and it's so easy for you to hire people from that perspective if that's the path that you're trying to go down. And it is abused like crazy. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. So, and that's the big problem right now with this whole entire discussion, is that the American people, a lot of them know that. They know that it's being abused by big tech companies, by all of these companies. I mean, it's a cost-cutting measure for companies. It's a very effective cost-cutting measure. Disney used it. So it's clearly what they're doing, and it's nonsense. And what Elon and Vivek have done is they've essentially talked themselves out of the room because they won't shut the fuck up. Now, my stance on this whole thing here is this right here. Let's go to I'm actually on my account. What a retard I am. Okay, I'm already on my account. So here's my stance on it right here. All right. Let's go to this. Here we go. My opinion on the Elon Musk situation is simply this: stop responding to people. You're Elon freaking Musk. Trump won. MAGA won. We have a lot to do, and there's no need for unnecessary back and forth because so much shit gets lost in the process on social media. Elon is too important, and he has too many eyes on him. Make clear tweets about what you want, but stop responding and explaining yourself. This is what's led you down this path, and now you are so far down the rabbit hole that you can't get out, because now you're just in fight mode because you're facing an onslaught of people. He needs to shut the fuck up. You're the richest man in the world. I appreciate that he's so transparent with people and he tries to have conversations with people. Trump won. Maybe just shut the fuck up for a little while and let Donald Trump do his job instead of making yourself the center of the story. That's it. So this all is because of a response that he made in a conversation where he's trying to explain himself. I say it with respect because I like Elon Musk. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. You own Twitter. You have created the #1 news site in the world. Why have we gone down this road? Because he needs to be heard. I guess he needs to get out there and stop explaining yourself. Stop. It's the attitude of, like, you look at it. Donald Trump is obviously on social media. Trump makes his posts and he moves on. Donald Trump's not responding to every fucking person in his comments going, no, what I meant was this. Or no, what I mean is that. That would be insane for Donald Trump to be responding to every fucking comment to try to explain his position. When you are Elon Musk, when you are Donald Trump, when you are this important, you don't need to be doing this. You're only making the situation worse and worse and worse. And now, I don't know if he can get out of it because his ego's not going to let him. But he's brought this on himself. He's brought all of this on himself. He has lighted a fire within MAGA, and a lot of people are jumping off the Elon bandwagon, and he just keeps making it worse and worse and worse. The more he talks, the more it looks bad. The comments he's making are bad. None of them look good. None of them sound like the MAGA initiative. It just does not come off very well at all. It just doesn't. And we're going to get into all of it. But this thing has been wild, to say the least. I put this one right here earlier, right here. And this is an accurate description of Twitter. It is a firestorm. Now, the further question is the accounts that are being suppressed and the situation with Laura Loomer's account and things like that. And again, none of this happens if Elon just shuts up and stops interacting and stops saying things. But of course he has to. And I don't know why. MAGA won. Trump won. Trump is building relationships with world leaders. He's putting things in motion. We don't need Elon Musk and Vivek on Twitter running their mouths and talking out of both sides of their asses, creating controversy within MAGA. We just don't need it. It's unnecessary and it's not needed. But this is where we are. And now it is a wild, wild firestorm that we're seeing across social media. Like, this is one of the tweets that I responded to right here, but so Scott Adams is a, listen, I understand that there's people out there that I'm not a fan of that, you know, are popular, and that's fine. I get it. I do not understand why the fuck Scott Adams is popular. Why the fuck does anybody sit down and listen to what Scott Adams has to say? I have no idea. I can Hassan Piker being popular makes more sense to me than Scott fucking Adams being popular. It makes no sense. But anyway, so Scott Adams, I actually responded to this tweet. Let me see if I can find it really quick. One of my replies. Right. Okay. Okay, this is wild. Some crazy shit's going on Twitter. I want you guys to look at this, okay? So I'm in my replies right now. These are my replies. This is Scott Adams' tweet. Right here, he says, MAGA is taking a page from Democrats on how to lose elections while feeling good about themselves. He's responding to this clown who tweets shit like this. In 2020, I am so looking forward to the day that I don't think about Donald Trump at all. Why are you painting that this is a MAGA person that said, I'm fake offended, I'm an Indian American who was born here? It's crystal clear that the Democratic Party sees me as an American and a large part of the base of the Republican Party does not. Why are you acting like this person's MAGA? The fuck is this? So I responded with that. I'm like, the fact that you're giving this nutjob credibility only hurts your credibility. Fuck off. Here's what's interesting, though. Here's what's interesting. I click on the tweet. Guess what? My response is not there. Where's my response? My response should be the first thing I see. I'm scrolling, and I don't see my own response when I click on his tweet. That makes no sense whatsoever. Where's my tweet? Well, I'll see it here on my timeline. But I click there, and it's gone. Look at that. My own tweet not showing up in his reply. Wow. Isn't that interesting, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. So, yep, audio's blue check mark. Yep, my blue check mark's gonna be going away soon. I guess. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens, I guess. But I just, the whole thing has been a disaster, to say the least. And that's being nice about it. But anyway, going back to this dude right here. So, you know, Elon's basically saying people need to be removed from the Republican Party. But then he's like, oh, well, who I was talking about was the racist. It's like, oh, my God, Elon, are you going down this road? Are you seriously, like, pointing out the racist out there? Oh, my gosh, man, he's going down the wrong path. I don't understand what he's thinking right now. What the hell are you doing, man? So now everybody's a racist that disagrees with you? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so it's yeah, again, I am not jumping off the Elon bandwagon. I'm saying this dude needs to chill the fuck out on social media. He needs to stop right now. And I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, going back to my point at hand, going back to my tweet where I said he needs to stop responding.
What is this guy talking about?
Case in point right here. You find it. Got a lot of bookmarks that we're going to have to talk about. Case in point is the Corey had it right here. Okay, look at this. This furthers my point. This strengthens my point. Elon responds to a fake Patrick Bet David account baiting conservatives. He's responding to a fucking parody account on his own platform. What are you doing, Elon? What are you doing? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, dude. So, there you go with that one. Kira says this entire thing is stupid. Vivek agrees the H-1B is abused and needs to reform. He's talked about this. The left even criticized him for this. The left is also posting fake tweets, now making it worse. My point here, and I'll go to this right here because this is my overall point about what I'm saying, okay, is Elon needs to shut up. Vivek needs to shut up. The reason they need to shut up is because they can make their points without going overboard and trying to explain themselves. Once you are explaining yourself over and over again, it's just going to get messy and muddy and all of that. So if you go to Elon's Twitter account right now, okay, go to Elon. One of his most recent tweets is this one right here, okay? And he just says yes. And this is Scott Jennings essentially saying what Elon should have said and been done with it. Elon should have made one tweet explaining himself clearly and leave it be instead of responding to everybody. Listen.
Scott Jennings, I don't want to go into bigger picture here, because on the policy, this is a huge issue that has long existed in terms of a division between certain parts of the Republican Party, and then also the coalition, the political coalition. The president-elect won the popular vote in large part because he was able to put together these two very key components of the coalition.
I know it's a low volume. I can't turn it up any higher.
Let me just start with Kelly Kapowski.
You use the ab roller.
Number two, look, there's always been a push and pull on this in the Republican Party, and I think there's a way to work this out and solve it. I mean, I think what a lot of people
Maybe you're getting stronger. I don't know.
That's perfectly fine. Each company basis for that. They're unique, they need talent, unique innovative skills, fine. If you're using the H-1B program to abuse it, to recruit, interns, accountants, other people that easily could be recruited from the United States of America, all because you just want to be cheaper, that's not fine. So I think what a lot of people in the party want to do is
And that's all Elon had to say. That's all Vivek had to say. That's not a bad stance. That's not a bad take. That's not what they said, though. That's the problem with over-explaining yourself to millions of people on Twitter in your replies. But to the point that many people have made, and that I'm very much aware of, what he is explaining essentially is what an O-1 visa is. That's what an O-1 visa is. The H-1B1 is open season. It's so much easier. The process is easier. There's no standards really with the H-1B1 or H-1B. There's no standards to that. The O-1 visa has standards. There's a process, a long process, and it's expensive. And you have to actually put a lot into it to get an O-1 visa. So that's essentially what he's explaining. That's what they need to change the standards to the H-1B visa to, at least similar anyway in nature to what the O-1 visa is.
eliminate the flaw in the H-1B program, retain the top engineering talent, and there's a way to do this. What Ramaswamy did yesterday was not a great communication exercise. It did anger a lot of people in the President's coalition, and I think rightfully so.
Guys, I appreciate it.
So he acknowledges that Vivek had terrible communication on this, and again, you just don't need to get into the weeds on this stuff. I personally think that these guys, I think their arrogance has gotten the best of them right now on social media, and I think that there's a reason Donald Trump runs MAGA. There's a reason that Donald Trump runs the Republican Party, and there's a reason that Donald Trump is the most important man in every single room that he goes in, because he is the true alpha in every situation. And Elon Musk and Vivek, no disrespect to these guys, but they're just nerds, all right? They're just nerds. But now they're like famous nerds, world famous nerds, and they got all this attention on them. And they're part of the Trump administration. You know, I know it's Doge is not directly within the government, you know what I mean? But they have this Doge thing, and they're like rock stars. And they're now trying to explain everything. And just, these nerds have never had any real backlash in their life. And now they're facing backlash on a massive scale for the first time, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle it. They are freaking out because people are not agreeing with them in masses. And they're like, wait a minute, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, that's not how the internet works. The internet works differently. You have to understand the internet. You have to get it. If you're going to be this big on the internet, you have to understand it. And Elon Musk needs to understand that he is too fucking important to be responding to people all fucking day long. It's retarded. Stop. But maybe he'll get it, maybe he won't. But he needs to get it really quickly, because this situation is getting out of control, to say the least. And the fact that, yes, they keep talking about the H1 visa, but they don't mention the O1 visa, which is essentially what they're talking about. It's different, but it's the same. It's got a level, it's got a massive standard to it that you have to put a ton of work into it. And I know that firsthand. So the O1 visa takes a lot. It is not an easy process at all. So I don't know, man. Let me read some of these super chats. Dom H with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Dom H. H199. Let's see. Fujimura says, Elon is full of shit. We have a work visa for the best of the best. The O1, the H1 program is a cheap labor scam to deflate U.S. wages. It is, and I know this firsthand. Let's see. Gerald Armstrong says, are we going to watch AB's Cracker of the Year Awards? Is that tonight? Is that tonight? If it is, I don't know what AB is showing live, though. I got to be careful, you know. McCock says, it might be an odd question, but since it's Christmas, it had me thinking, what was your first thought after watching Passion of the Christ? My mom told me she couldn't stop crying. I watched Passion of the Christ in a theater back in the day, and it was a very, it was a hard movie to watch, and I left the movie feeling like I've never felt for a movie at that point in time. So, yeah, Passion of Christ. I have not watched it since, to be fair, and that's only because it's not an easy watch. It's just not an easy movie to watch. Very brutal movie to watch. However, I would like to watch it again. It's been way too long. So I would actually like to watch it on my big screen with my surround sound. So I might actually do that. So actually, that's a good question, huh? Good one. Let's see. It was a hard movie to see, says Love Dogs. It really was. It really was. Let's see. Let's see. Vivek, Kira says Vivek and Elon never said anything about the H-1B. People turned it to an argument about H-1B, and the left is fanning the flames. Everyone arguing over it, over nothing, and the response is sad. But Kira, this is my point. This is my point about what I'm saying about Elon. If he just would take my advice right there, this isn't a problem. When you are the most powerful and influential man in the world, you have to understand what that means. You have to take into account that your words matter and the things that you say matter. Stop responding and explaining yourself. The more you explain yourself on social media to millions of people, people are going to interpret things however they want to interpret things. He has created this firestorm for himself. I'm not giving him a pass for this. You can't be Elon fucking Musk and respond to everybody. You can't do it. This is the result right here of just people are going to interpret what you're saying one way. Another person's going to interpret it another way. And no, I don't, McCock. I see you on locals right now. Shut the fuck up. That was me. I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna drop. How do you drop gifted memberships on Rumble? How do you drop gifties on Rumble? I didn't do that. Rumble's mad at me because I didn't drop them some gifties. So let me drop some gifties on Rumble. I think. Can I? Okay, let's see. Did this work? I've never done this before. I'll do it on YouTube too. Don't worry. S. Clark says Jeremy's so stressed out. Yeah, I'm a little bit. Anyway, there. This ain't Rumble. I can't fucking. You know what? This is. I'm doing what I'm telling Elon not to. I'm responding to people in the chat. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you respond. I got thousands of people yelling at me. I got one chat happy. I got 2 other chats mad at me. All right? Oh, man. But, yeah, so, Kira, my whole point here is that Elon has created this because he's Elon Musk, and he needs to recognize it. AOE2 Freak says, hail Jack and Jeremy. Thank you so much. Josh says, Jeremy, you're too big. That's what all the ladies say. But, you know. Ministry of Wrong Things says, Salty Cracker on Rumble. This doesn't seem like an organic conversation that is going on. I think that these are actors and aspects that are trying to make this some sort of internalized fight when there's no fight here. That's a fair point. But again, Elon is giving them the ammunition. Elon needs to stop. Elon needs to stop talking. He needs to make his statement on Twitter, and he needs to go. Make your statement and go. Stop responding to everybody. It's not helpful right now. Before Trump, yes, he did but once Trump won, and now that we're in the full transition side of the Trump administration taking over the White House, why is Elon Musk even responding to people on Twitter right now? I mean, why? It doesn't make any sense to me. So the left is going to do what the left is going to do. When Steven Crowder said this a long time ago, and I agree with him, and I don't even watch Steven Crowder that much, but I remember this was in the whole, who was that guy that was going after Crowder, the gay reporter guy? Anyway, there was some reporter guy going after Steven Crowder, causing him all kind of problems, and Crowder made a statement. I was watching his channel. Carlos, is it Mazda? Mazda, right? Is it Mazda? Carlos Mazda. That's it. That was his name. So, Steven Crowder was talking about it one day, and he said, when you are on the conservative side or the Republican side, you have to operate from a different set of rules. You have to. And when you're Elon Musk and you're already trying to create a divide between you and President Trump, don't give them opportunities to do it. Like, he's getting ratioed on Twitter right now. He's putting himself in these positions right now. You as the leader, you as a person that has some influence has to be aware of these things and to stop fanning the flames. He's fanning the flames. Shut up. Quit responding. It's that simple. By the way, Dave Rubin is gay. Just to, point that out. I don't know if that, if anybody wanted to know, but Dave Rubin is gay. A gay man created locals. My first chat on locals on Rumble. Last night's Die Hard watch party was entertaining, but I laughed at the party animals play. Hey, thank you. Is it Radio Vixen? Is that your ad? It's hard to read it over there on locals, but I appreciate you being here. Jeremy the Cyborg says, hail the 199. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and we'll have a Happy New Year. Thank you, Jeremy the Cyborg. I appreciate that. I agree with Jay. So good. All right, we got a couple. Let's see here. I got that one. Did I get this one already? This entire thing is stupid. I think I did read this one. I'll read it again. This thing is stupid. Vivek agrees the H-1B is being abused and needs reform. He's talked about this. The left even criticized him for this. The left is also posting fake tweets now making it worse. I did get that one, but I see you got a follow-up right here. I agree, Vivek and Elon are not helping, by the way. I also think the way people are responding is terrible. A lot of responses have turned in to monkey-brained hatred towards India. Yes, and again, this is the thing. This is what the left does, though. Elon should be smart enough to realize this. Vivek should be smart enough to realize this. This is what they do. You're giving them opportunities. You're making it easy for them. All this fucking explaining. Again, I'm going to bring up someone I'm a fan of. And then you all know, I'm a fan of Christopher Nolan. Could you imagine if Christopher Nolan spent all day on Twitter arguing with people that didn't like Bane's voice on The Dark Knight Rises? Or if Christopher Nolan was on Twitter arguing with people about the ending of Inception and telling people how stupid they are for their idea of how Inception ended? What would you think of Christopher Nolan? You're like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? You know? What would you think if that was happening? Insane. It would be the dumbest shit ever. You're Christopher fucking Nolan. Shut the fuck up. Well, he does. He's not arguing with losers on Twitter all day. Elon Musk is above that. He's Elon Musk. Leave retards leave it to me to fight with people on Twitter. I'm a retard. Leave it to me. I'll do it. Christopher Nolan thinks he's gonna be fine. Could you imagine if he was on Twitter right now and all the hate that he's getting for casting Zendaya? He was like arguing with like all these fucking Tom Holland fan accounts. All right, Zendaya's like hot. Somebody make a Christopher Nolan parody account right now. Do it. Make a Christopher Nolan parody account. All right, let's go ahead and start arguing with people about Tom Holland and Zendaya. Do it. Let's go. We need this. We need this. Mellow Fungus says 2 prime examples of what happens when people like Elon get what they want exist. Canada, Australia. Maybe the part of MAGA crowd that wants to vote like a white woman and fellatio Elon should shut the fuck up. Hell yeah. Kira also says Vivek and Elon never said anything about H1B1. Oh yeah, I got that one earlier. There's a lot to respond to. There's a lot. Okay. So the first thing we're getting, I've got some clips that I have bookmarked. Steve Bannon's been saying a lot, and we're gonna look at what he had to say. We've also got a person that set themselves on fire again, or something like that. What is this? What the hell's going on in this country right now? A person has been set on fire near the escalator at Penn Station in New York City, per multiple reports. Another person set on fire at the train station just a week ago in New York City. This must end. Penn Station is known to be one of the major hubs of importing illegal migrants into New York City and is one of the busiest train stations in the region. So another person has been set on fire now. What is happening? Goodness. Man, oh man. You know what? We need a little bit of positivity in here. All right? We need a little bit of positivity up in here. It's Drunk 3PO. What's up, man?
You said I had an open invite, so I took you up on that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Surprise.
I just want to hear your take live on this.
Well,
craziness,
you
man.
got to send a super chat if you want to do that.
Oh.
It's okay, Jay. I'll give you a
Wait till I get paid.
Okay.
Then we'll go from there.
So my tweet right here pretty much sums it up, and I can apply some of this to okay. So it's all relative, right? Everything in life is relative. Every situation is relative. My measure of success is different than Elon Musk, clearly, but when I first started out on Twitter, I didn't have a huge following. And you remember what I used to do, right? What I used to do on Twitter.
Start fights.
I fought with every fucking body.
And you made videos after it and made a lot of money.
Fought with everybody. Just responded to everybody. Quote tweeted, talked shit, just argued. That's all I did on Twitter, and it was glorious. As my following, got bigger and bigger, and I felt my responsibilities as, when I bring people on the team, I felt like I'm the leader. I'm probably setting a bad example because I know how to pick and choose my battles on social media. Whereas other people that were coming up to the team, I saw them getting mixed up with a lot of stuff. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're fighting with some crazy people right now. You got to pick and choose your battles. And I felt like I, as a leader, was setting a bad example And so even if it was fun, I felt like it got to a point where it felt like people wanted me to respond, you know, like trolls and shit like that. And I don't like it when I know someone wants a response from me. So I evolved and shifted, and I was like, it's not beneficial to the company and what we're trying to do for me to just respond to people all day long. Because what would happen is that they couldn't really rattle my cage. What they would do is after I would respond, they would go after other people on the team to get to actually get them upset. And I'm like, well, that's me. I'm not saying a good tone as a leader. So I backed off that. That's what I think Elon's big problem is right now. He doesn't recognize he's Elon freaking Musk. You don't need to be explaining yourself and responding to everybody on Twitter. And now you have created a firestorm. You've kicked a hornet's nest. And now it's out of control. And there's so many eyes on him. And there's so many people responding. And so many people that are looking for a divide between Elon and MAGA. So now because he's sat there and kicked the hornet's nest, now the left-wing crowd has gotten involved. And now they are blowing this way farther out of proportion than what it initially seemed like. And he's falling into their traps as well. So he needs to stop responding. That's it right there. That's my stance.
The good news is Trump is the president. He will be in office very soon. And Elon is not the president.
That is true.
But I have said this from the beginning that we have an opportunity to do something incredible in this country. And the only people that are going to mess it up are the conservative people that are Republicans, things like that. They're the ones that are going to mess this up. They always infight. They always start crap. They all can't get along. That's the one thing that the progressive left has going for them. They can take the most ridiculous stance on something that is just so crazy, but they all stay together with it and plow through it. So, like, conservatives just can't seem to get together. I don't know, this elitism and all this stuff, and they just feel like they're the smartest people in the room, and that they're their ways and no other way, and it's just and here we are infighting again. Well, the good news is Elon doesn't really have any power. Once I get him and Vivek are running Doge, but they don't have the power to actually cut budget. They're just going to report it, and they're going to turn into a report and say this is the spending that we need to get rid of, and then it's up to the elected officials to do what they're supposed to do. So.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing is, this is where people with influence and power need to realize the influence and power that they have. And Elon has influence and he has power, and he needs to shut up. He needs to shut up and let Trump do his job. And it's like, the point here is that Trump, now everybody thinks, like, not everybody, but like Trump's critics they think he's unhinged and he just spews off at the mouth. No, he doesn't. Donald Trump is very measured in everything he says. There's a reason he's not saying anything about any of this right now, because he probably understands that it's being completely hijacked by the left, and he probably understands that Elon and Vivek completely unnecessarily created a fucking firestorm for no reason. So he understands that anything that I say right now, I'm only going to make it worse. So I probably just shouldn't say anything at all. And that's exactly how a leader should be looking at the situation, going, there's nothing I can do right now except stay quiet, because there's so much noise going on. And this is why, Elon, it's clear who's in charge. I know the left tried to create this narrative that Elon, it's clear that Donald Trump is the boss. And there's no doubt. There was never any doubt about that either, anyway, for me and for most people with a working brain. But now, just from a completely optic standpoint, Donald Trump is absolutely the fucking boss. And he's proving it right now, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
So that's all that's all I'm hoping for. I agree with that. I wish they would all just shut up and just get into office and let their work speak for themselves. Let the work speak that they're going to do to put this on the right track. But sadly, the years have proven that the Republican Rhino Party, they can never agree or get along, and they have been the biggest deterrent to stuff to get done in this country, especially now that we have everything. It could be easy. Let's get this done. Boom, boom. Push it through. Push it through. Push it through. Get it done. I hope that's not the case. That they fight Trump tooth and nail on everything like they did last time. But we'll see.
Do you, real quick, Jay Schwalbach for 50 on Rumble says, I know a lot of people in your community that have H1B1. You, Magic Johnson, Freddie Mercury, just know we love you. Oh, and then I got to show you what McCall posted over.
Oh, I got to love it. I'm going to love it.
Chat. Just get ready. There it is. Damn. That is brutal. Holy crap. Oh, boy. But yeah, so right now this whole thing has gotten so far out of control that I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing that solves this problem is that Elon has to shut up. That's what solves the problem. And if he doesn't shut up, it's only going to get worse. Because the last 24 hours has been terrible for him. It's been terrible for everyone.
Yeah, they've been tossing a lot of L's on the board.
Christopher Nolan's in the chat, says, I'm pimping out Tom Holland next week. There you go. Christopher Nolan is a viewer of CobraCast. Look at that, man. You gotta love that.
Pimping out Tom Holland.
Have you seen this account lately? Michael with a member message. Thank you, Michael. Let's see. The Death Angels Shadow says ban H1B visas and 200% tariffs on offshore labor. Hope says Elon's been wrong before. People changed his mind. Grand Potato says, I never fully trusted Elon or Vivek. I still say Vivek is a Soros stooge. You don't get added to the World Economic Forum by accident or without your knowledge or consent.
A lot of passionate people in the chat and super chats, and I love it.
Yes,
I'm glad people are passionate about like this country and where they want to take it. I think it's a good thing. So.
A good fight and a good argument is always something we need. We need more of it. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, just pointing out, I'm not the only one saying it. Oh, I know, Ministry of Wrong Thing. Chef Nick Nero says, you're muted, frozen, and uber gay. Also, Elon is a fig. Nandy says, Elon's going full Disney. Let's see.
That's
Mark
pretty
of
good.
Reality says, Elon, Vivek, and the rest of the MAGA Avengers need to realize that they're the target of the deep state. They're going to be hit with bot-created psyop after psyop after psyop for 4 years. Exactly why they need to shut up on social media, because there's no benefit to any of them talking right now. None. Make your statement and let your statement speak for itself. Stop explaining yourself. Ultra Fine Point for 10 says 2003 just got back from MCAS Cherry Point, North Carolina, from SERE school. I went out of Havelock and watched The Passion. I never cried in public before. A powerful movie about the torture and faith. Did you see The Passion of Christ in theaters?
Yeah, like 6 times.
Yeah, man. It was brutal. Brutal watch. I haven't watched it since I saw it in theaters, so I want to watch it again.
It's like I get what they were doing.
Creamers, is that what I say? Says, I want to enjoy your show but cannot tolerate your language. Do you have the ability to control your language? Fuck no, I don't. You probably Timcast will be back January 1st. They're selling to the
actually, no, not Timcast. Come to the Welcome.
Oh yeah, Welcome to Rebellion. Yeah,
I don't cuss on my show.
He does not cuss at all. So,
and I'm more retarded on my takes, so you might enjoy.
There you go. Go watch Jay if you don't want to hear cussing.
Don't push Timcast. How dare you?
I do it as like.
I know.
But, yeah, no, fuck that. I have to cuss. Listen, I'm here to be authentic. I'm here to be myself.
Yeah.
I cuss. I'm not saying that you have to cuss to be authentic. I'm saying that's how I do it. And that's how I get my point across. And I understand if it doesn't work for some people, like pandering to the small demographics of people that are out there, that's something that the corporations do. I pander to the 90% of the people, not the 10%. That's just
Jacob Keedy says, but Jay, you stream once every 2 months. I stream every single day at 8 o'clock in the morning.
every day.
Well, except the weekends, Monday through Friday.
Love Dog says, Elon, my dear, stop canceling people on X. It doesn't matter what anyone's opinion on H1B1. Just don't overreact. Still love you. That's pretty much the
I
standard.
heard that was like a glitch, that a lot of people lost their blue check mark. It wasn't
There's
personal,
there's one account, conservative something, that had like a ton of, they had like 400,000 followers, and they had a ton of people in their network, and they had a gold check mark. And a ton of people, I guess, they lost their gold check mark or something happened, and so that affected like 20 or 30 influencers that were all kind of in the same realm as Laura Loomer. It's weird, man. And here's the thing.
It is weird.
Elon has taken
Convenient.
care of problems very quickly in the past. The fact that this is such a big problem and it hasn't been dealt with is a concern. It's a huge concern. So
I agree.
yeah. Kira says, yeah, but a lot on the right are latching onto it with I told you Vivek is bad. It doesn't matter who posted it if idiots are agreeing. That includes Loomer. Well, Laura Loomer, she is who she is, man. There's people that go after me, and I just don't even acknowledge it because I don't care. And I know that their whole goal is to get a reaction out of me. When I know that your goal is to get a reaction, I don't respond, or at least I try not to. And that's what Laura wants. She wants a response, and she thrives off of it. That doesn't make her a bad person. That's just who she is. And you have to know that. And Elon knows that, yet he still acknowledged her yesterday, which got her even more worked up. And then got him intertwined in the web. And then, honestly, he took the L on the situation because she got what she wanted out of it, and he walked right into the trap. Let's see. MRCUS says it's a Canadian 20. Vivek is a literal scammer who ripped off the elderly and it runs in his blood. And Elon is half trillionaire who cares about his bottom line, not Americans. Yeah, I mean, I think that Elon has proven, like, again, as I said yesterday, there's an argument that I understand, and Laura Loomer was making this argument. I don't necessarily agree, but I can understand where she's coming from on it. Elon, it took smartest man on the planet, right? Putting rockets in the sky. He's building a Cybertruck. He's building Tesla cars, self-driving Tesla cars. He's changing the world. Yet he couldn't figure out that Donald Trump wasn't the worst candidate in the world. It took him 8 fucking years to figure that out. Really? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So Laura Loomer's argument was, you didn't become a Trump supporter until Donald Trump nearly got his head blown off on national TV. And then suddenly in that moment, and that is when Elon fully and unconditionally endorsed Trump, was after the shooting. Now there's 2 ways to look at that. One hand, you can go, that's an inspiring moment. And it is an inspiring moment. It's one of the most iconic moments in American history. Not of our lifetimes, American history. What happened to Trump and how he responded is one of the greatest, most iconic moments in the history of our country. So you can look at that and go, Elon saw that and knew that Donald Trump had to win, and he was going to do everything he could to support him. That's the side of it I'm on. The side of it someone like Laura Loomer and others are on is that Elon saw that opportunity as Donald Trump's going to win, and I need to latch onto him. There's no way he loses. That's a valid argument to have for someone that's been a lifelong Democrat and not necessarily a Trump supporter until that moment. That's a valid argument to have. So,
I'm just like, for like this past bill that almost got through. I appreciate Elon for bringing a lot of attention to it, so it got somewhat changed. That we didn't pass this ridiculous raises for all the Congress and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if he helped Trump get into office, I'm grateful for that. But yeah, he just needs to get back into his lane a little bit and let Trump run the country and take us where we need to go. So I keep saying that. January 20th can't get here fast enough, man.
I know it, man.
We're fighting too much. And who knows what those other guys got up their sleeve. They got they got 20 days left. A little less than 20 days left. Who knows what they might pull? I just saw that they gave another $1 billion in weapons to Ukraine. Yes, today or yesterday. It's like, oh my gosh, you can't get here quick enough.
And this is another thing. Okay, all I do is I try to use common sense. We are less than 30 days from Donald Trump being inaugurated, and suddenly all hell breaks loose in MAGA.
Yeah.
Clearly, there are bad actors involved in this scenario. I am not disputing that. What I am saying is that we can't control the bad actors. We can control the people that are on our side or control. We can control our own emotions is what I'm saying. So like if you're MAGA, you need to be smarter than this. And Elon is not being smarter than this. He's not being smarter than this. He's not controlling his own emotions, and he's allowing himself to get caught up. And by him getting caught up and him running his mouth constantly, he's allowing the left to find fractures within the infrastructure, and they are taking full fucking advantage. Full advantage.
24 days. What did I say? Less than 20? I just like, this holiday season's, I forgot what day it was. Saturday.
Right here, SBZ says, so do you believe Elon is the one who will carry MAGA movement after Trump? I believe that if Donald Trump wants that, I mean, yes, I still believe that he will be the most influential man in politics moving forward. But now, that's all if Donald Trump doesn't have a problem with him. If Donald Trump ultimately has a problem with Elon in the next 4 years and gets rid of Elon, then he won't be. But if Donald Trump and Elon Musk continue their relationship and continue to move forward together, Elon will be the most influential man in politics, in United States politics, moving forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Magna North says, sounds like the left is getting what they want right now, just days before the inauguration. Can we pipe this shit down on Twitter? That's exactly what I just said.
Yes.
Exactly what I just said.
Agreed.
So I feel like I just heard something out my door. Can you hang tight for just a second? Let me check.
Sure.
All right. If I die, just get a bunch of super chats.
But I won't be able to collect them.
No, but feel good to get super
Cock had a super chat from me personally. He said, Jay, Passion of the Christ, your thoughts after watching it for the first time. I keep asking people because growing up, this movie was hated so much by everyone, and I feel like people are starting to realize how good it was. To say it was a good movie is one thing. To say it had an emotional impact on me was completely different. As someone that believes in the Bible, that believes that Jesus was real and that he didn't have to go through that for me, it had a personal impact on me personally. So I don't think I watched that movie as that was a good movie. I think it personally impacted me as a person. So I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It really messed. I saw it several times because my parents wanted to see it. They didn't want to see it alone. And it really. I know you can't see me, but it really impacted me.
Can you not get rid of the message?
Huh?
Can you not remove it?
I already unstarted it before, so I just clicked on.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Hope that answers your question.
I'm not dead. I'm back. So, I mean, I will die at some point. The question is when. Will it be on stream? Will we get super chats out of it? Will it just happen while I'm taking a dump? These are questions I ask myself, you know? Will I be playing Mario Kart? Like, who knows? You know? I hope I'm eating pizza. But I know I'll be happy. Anyway, didn't mean to bring you up. That was a little bit. Dom H says, I agree with Jay.
Hey, Dom, I saw your video on Twitter. Dude lost 85 pounds.
85
in the
pounds?
year. Man, good for you, brother.
Wow.
I gotta get on that Dom H diet.
I know you DM'd me earlier. I haven't looked at it yet, Dom, but 85 pounds? Whoa. That's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Into the 64 says, Hail, D-Day, Cobra, and Jay. I know this might be off topic, but can you say happy birthday to me? Today I feel old. I'm now 25, still got a lot to learn, and what Elon is doing right now is kind of silly. Hail the 199 and the chat. Well, into the 64, that's all I know you guys. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! And you're 25, bro. I'd kill to be 25 again. All
Start
right?
investing your money.
Yes. I would kill to be 25 again, man. But
30
happy
years,
birthday.
you'll thank me.
Happy birthday. Kira says, people can disagree on politics and change their mind for any reason that includes JD. Loomer being a diehard supporter doesn't excuse her in being an absolute jackass. I agree, but I also don't think that if she did do something that violated TOS and needed to lose her monetization, then in a transparent world that Elon has created, we, the users, we, the people that have created, helped build X and build Twitter, we deserve to know what she did. Because without us knowing what she did, it feels like YouTube. That's my problem with it right now. Tell us what she did. Tell us why she lost her subscription. And if it's justifiable, then it's justifiable. But until an answer is given, we don't know. And that feels a lot like YouTube. And that's the problem. UMB channel says, when Trump is in office for the past several months, is it possible that Elon and or Vivek will get fired by Trump like James Comey back in 2017? I mean, anything's possible, and Donald Trump has proven that he'll get rid of anybody that he needs to. But I think Trump and Elon both understand that they both need each other for various amount of reasons. I think Elon understands he needs Trump more than Trump needs him, though. So, Jimmy Ray says, what a coincidence that a few days after the President Musk narrative, we provided evidence that they don't agree on everything. 4D chess? I don't think it's 4D chess, although the fact that Trump ain't saying shit.
Yeah, that's...
Trump is saying nothing. Bohica for 50 says nothing. Says nothing.
Look at that beard.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Bohica, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. Let's see. We've got where are we at? Luis says MAGA shouldn't be dictated by libertarians, neo-libs who joined the movement 5 minutes ago. This was always going to be an argument in the coalition. Glad it's happening before January 20th. Hope the right-wingers win. I agree. This is why I'm not that upset about the fight. I don't care about infighting. I don't care about arguing. I don't care. I love arguing and fighting, clearly. But I do care that Laura Loomer lost her monetization, and I want to know why. And not just me. Every single person on Twitter deserves to know why. That's my big problem with this. That's it. Axel Jensen says, Elon is a big emotional liberal baby. He believed the media on Trump because it made him mad. He didn't bring Alex back at first on X because he got mad. The last 72 hours happened because Elon got mad. I can't disagree with a lot of what you said right there. I can't. But with that said, Elon Musk has done incredible things to get us to this point as well. TBX76 says, Elon sent Starlink to people in need. That's good. Laura Loomer called him out for being techno-rap. That isn't a monolith. We can debate. Elon hasn't dealt with this before. We call out our own. I agree. And he really has never dealt with something like this. He's facing an avalanche right now. And, you know, again, for the people that are just tuning in, I will repeat what I've already, my post about this is right here. This is my opinion on the whole thing. My opinion on the Elon Musk situation is this. Stop responding to people. You're Elon freaking Musk. Trump won, MAGA won. We have a lot to do, and there's no need for unnecessary back and forth because so much shit gets lost in that process on social media. Elon is too important, and he has too many eyes on him. Make clear tweets about what you want and stop responding and explaining yourself. That's it. Shut up. When I say shut up,
there's a lot of us that are very angry with what has happened to our country, and we need to get it back on track as quickly as possible. And what you're doing is causing a bump in the, maybe a you're causing a major distraction that we don't need right now. We have to get Trump in office. He's got to get his hand up. He's got to get sworn in. And day one, I don't even know if he's going to have parties. I don't know if he's going to walk down the street. I just hope he said, I'm the president. He goes right to the office and starts signing crap. Let's get this thing going right now. Let's get this ship turned around because it is it is flying in the wrong direction. So we just got to turn this thing around quickly.
Very quickly. And
then it's like, okay, now let's just go through all this stuff. Let's start putting things together where it needs to go. And it's there's a lot of problems from the immigration thing. It needs to be revamped from top to bottom. We all know that. We need to get the gas stuff taken care of. We need to get the tariffs taken care of. We need to get education from top to bottom. That's got to be taken care of. We need to get our infrastructure taken care of. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on, but it's like we got to get stuff going. So stop fighting out there. Shut up. Get to work. Holy crap, we're dependent. We're waiting on you.
That's it. Anyway. January 20th. And there you go, right there, Jay. I agree with Jay. I bet we're getting a lot of I agree with Jays in the chat now.
A lot of people saying Jay derailed the stream. He sucks. Why is he here? But then there's a couple. Jay talking too much. I like Jay. Who is this guy? Jay's fat. I can take it.
All right, let me.
I love the passion. Listen, I see it on my stream too. I love the passion. I can say something and people are like, I freaking hate what you're saying, Jay. It's like, hey, I appreciate your passion for the subject. It's not gonna upset me, you're not gonna bother me. I appreciate your passion.
Hail Yassine. I think I'm saying that correctly. This is the Twitter or the ex-employee that was trolling and got people all worked up the other day. And Kira was letting me know about that. So, Hail, I think it's Yassine. We're gonna listen to this right here, Jay. Okay. We're gonna listen to this right here. Okay. So this is watch Charlie Kirk and Jack Posobiec break down the debate between the tech right and the MAGA over the H1 and B. So let's hear what they have to say.
So Jack, for the audience that was enjoying their loved ones, not staring at Twitter all day long, what happened? Did we experience MAGA Chernobyl?
Well, we experienced a MAGA dust-up, but MAGA Chernobyl is ridiculous. That sounds like something that some George Soros operative would want to put out into the ether to try to give the Democrats some prolific.
And by the way, while I have pop culture problems with Jack. When it comes to politics and MAGA, he's pretty fucking spot on. He really is, and he obviously has a ton of connections. He's got his finger on the pulse. Posobiec knows what's up when it comes to MAGA.
Glimmer of hope that this country is possibly interested in coming back towards faith. Then again, newsflash: no, there was no MAGA Chernobyl, and no, the country is totally over all you the wokerati and the wokeness that got us into the situation that we're currently in. But what happened was a probably a predictable and generally, I think, forthcoming argument and debate between members of, shall we say, the tech right and members of the MAGA base as pertains to the level of immigration, particularly we're talking about legal immigration now to the United States as pertains, interestingly enough, directly to the tech right. So do people remember that when Trump went on the All In podcast a couple of months ago, it was during the campaign, and at the very end of it, he said, oh, well, I think that when a graduate comes out of high school, we should staple a green card on the back of that diploma and then put them into.
Yes. So I saw Minister Ron thing says Jack is saying what we have been saying. Yes, but what I have been saying is this right here. Here's my point. Okay, let me show you my point. Because my point is that all these things are happening, but Elon Musk needs to shut the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah.
So right here, here's my point. Okay. Scott Adams retweets this nonsensical Soros fucking op. Okay. And tries to tie it to MAGA. Elon Musk responds. Why is Elon Musk responding saying we need to get all the bad people out of the Republican Party? Jack Posobiec ratios to hell because he says this is a Soros operative. Shut up, Elon Musk. That's my problem. Why are you doing this? Why are you responding to this Scott Adams clown who's retweeting this person who clearly hates Donald Trump and MAGA? It's nonsensical. So anyway, let's back to Potomac real quick.
College, et cetera. And I mean, you just saw people from War Room and Steve Bannon at the time completely push back on that. And I believe Caroline Levitt had said something about like, oh, he was just making a suggestion. And it, kind of never went anywhere from that. Well, we have another dust up around the very same issue of H-1Bs wanting to come in, or really tech CEOs wanting H-1Bs to come in because they're incredibly cheap. They undercut American labor, they undercut American tech workers, American STEM, et cetera. And then, people were going back and forth with Elon. Mike Cernovich got involved. And then Vivek Ramaswamy put out a post saying that it's not actually economically based,
it's cultural,
that it is in fact culturally based,
which is not a good
and
thing.
Essentially that American culture is wrong. And since the 1990s, it has been wrong for favoring essentially entertainment and fun.
It's not American culture. That's Democratic culture. That is
that's
down
the
that
progressive
path.
left culture. Yes,
exactly.
To teach our young people to hate America, to teach them to play the victim, to teach them that they could get stupid degrees that will make them no money. That is the left culture, 100%. That's not American culture. Yeah, I totally agree. That's what they're teaching these young people today. That you can just get money from the government, to hate your country, to play victim, to be stupid, and not do anything with your life. That is exactly what they've been pushing in our education system. So I agree.
Yep.
Agree.
So you would say, would you say I agree with Jay, who agreed with Jeremy now, chat? Is that where we're at? I agree with Jay, who agreed with Jeremy, but Jeremy's still gay. That's probably how it needs to be.
And life and, kind of jocular culture and athletics and charisma over, like, I don't know, spelling bees and math studies.
See, but bringing the jock culture into it. When Michael Jordan was the most famous man in the world, we didn't have these fucking problems. Okay? When LeBron James was the guy that was the most famous person in the NBA, guess what? LeBron James represented that Democratic left-wing culture because he's a cup. Michael Jordan, Republicans buy sneakers too. Never got involved in politics. That's what moved us forward with those types of Michael Jordan was a definitive alpha male. You know what I mean? He's not a cuck like LeBron. So it's the Democratic left-wing culture that's brought us to that place. Chad Layton says, I agree with the great one.
What's up, Chad?
The one and only Jay. There we go.
I got some love in here. I appreciate it.
Chewy says, I will fight for Joey to the death. No one better lay a finger on him. Don't care if I'm gay, but I'll never be as gay as Jeremy.
Thank you. I'm okay.
Martin says, best summation I've heard about the H-1B1 shit. You're asking every American engineer to compete against the entire world for a job. Make that make sense. 100%. Okay, back up here. We've got David Wright says, I'm 37,000 feet over California and checking in if this works. You're the man, Jeremy. F Elon. He joined Trump only because it suited him, not America. You're 37,000 feet over California, so that means you're on a plane probably. David Wright, confirmed. You still here? You still with us? That's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty cool. Axel just says, Elon is spurging out too hard to chill. He's mad. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a fan of this person, but I agree with what they said. Look, to be fair, Andrew Torba is actually not a bad guy. My problem with him, Torba, is he's made a fool of himself on social media a lot, especially when he used to run the Gab account on Twitter. But his point right here is 100% valid, right here. Okay. I've been in Elon's spot before with tens of thousands of users coming at me for days on Gab. It's not fun. Your gut instinct is to fight back. You get emotionally invested and lose your cool. We're human, and it's a lot to handle for anyone. What I've learned is for you to humble yourself, apologize when you mess up, and have a decent conversation with people. They can be forgiving, but only if you can be humble and realize that When this many people are saying the same thing, it means there's fundamental truth that he's refusing to acknowledge. Completely agree with everything he said. So that is exactly the problem right now. You know, attitude reflects leadership, and Elon's leadership right now on this platform is dog shit. It's terrible, and that's the truth. And I think a lot of people don't want to say that because they want to stay in good graces with Elon. Oh, we want to be friends with Elon. We want to be cool with Elon. We want Elon to respond to us. We want Elon to be our friend. Well, you know what? That's fine. But the truth is Elon needs to shut the fuck up. That's the truth right there. Hope says that the town square shouldn't be filtered by anyone. Agreed. UP says, James 119, know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Elon should have honored that Bible verse.
I don't think he reads the Bible.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Let's see. Fujimura says, same thing with J.K. Rowling, far left till red pilled on a specific few things. Outside of those, they go back to left-wing tactics. Ban, shadow ban, dissent. Act Natural says, Jeremy wears G.I. Joe tidy whities. I would if I had them.
Cannot confirm.
Jimbo says, Jeremy got hired on a B3PO visa. I did.
Yeah, I worked it out.
Illuminating fraud in H-1B is a fair point. Maddening says, let's see, in best ogre voice, nerds, Revenge of the Nerds ogre voice, nerds. Men are speaking says, as a hire and fire in the engineering sector, the U.S. culture needs to be more get up and go. Too many people are online versus on the library. Yep. Act Natural says, MAGA is right to be upset at Elon Vivek, but consider the following. How many of Elon dissent is from leftists trying to cause a rift? Plenty. But as long as Elon continues to talk and respond and explain, then he's just giving them fuel. He's fueling the trolls. He's fueling the deep state. He's fueling all of these people.
Yeah. And the media and everything else. He's giving them something to talk about.
Yep.
Can I ask this real quick? Jeremy, the side for 2, Jane, you get your new chair set up yet? No. I have it in the box. I will find some time to put it together. Thank you for sending me a new chair for Christmas. Let's hope I don't break it with my big behind. So thank you, Jeremy, the sideboard. I will. I'll let you know when it's up and ready. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Maddening says throws tomato. Axel Jensen says, I'm so glad this happened after the election. Whew. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Axel Jensen says, asking an autist to be self-aware is hilarious, Jeremy. I know. Opener says, please, sir, I'm Indian. Please help me. Okay. Troy Intel says, considering we avoided World War III and Comrade Kamala, this mess on X is a gift. Let's see. Fart, shark, depart. Says, can't believe I'm saying this. I agree with Jeremy. It's always good when fart, shark, depart is willing to agree. Doing real good on that one. The Bob the God mate says, I was going to make a Visa MasterCard joke, but then I realized there was a way darker metaphor there than I intended. I agree with Jay says, heard another person in New York caught on fire. Yep. Josh says, Jeremy, I'm a loser retard on Twitter. Jeremy Cyborg says, hey, Jay.
Hey.
Bird Up says, I noticed Jay. Maddie says, super chat. Physical Ghost says, he called it Doge. He was never serious. Warren Smith says, happy end of the year happiness to the 199. Hail Jeremy for bringing the best chat on the net and the best people in the snake pit. Hail 199 and the GCA. Thank you, Warren Smith. Good to hear from you, brother. Hope you had a great year, man.
Remember when I thought that was a fake picture? Warren Smith. I was like, did you find that picture in like when you buy a picture frame and they have like 3 families in there? He was like, no, that's my real family, dude. I was like, my bad, brother.
I agree with Jay. Says I agree with Jay.
Thank you.
Let's see. Eric K says Jeremy sports FA1G. Eric K says Happy New Year, Jay. You are the best of us.
Oh, thank you.
Popping a fresh Jay says I've been telling everyone to just stop being little entitled shits. That's pretty much it, too.
That's it.
Jimbo says, I'm fine with the fighting. I think people are overreacting. I saw worse fighting over the binge model. If a heated argument drives you away, you weren't going to stay long anyway. That's my philosophy in life, right? There's no doubt about that. 100% mine. Thunderball dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Thunderball. Appreciate that. All right, there's another thing I want to talk about before Mark's really again, still a crazy day. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to discuss. Right here. Okay. This was the Will Kane show, and it's about 5 minutes on time. Let's listen to it.
Azorian CEO James Fishback joins me now. James, thanks for being with us tonight. Let's talk about what Vivek had to say. I know Vivek. I like Vivek. I think Vivek is brilliant. And I take his point of what he's saying here when it comes to a very specific, perhaps, as he and Elon tweeted, 0.01% of engineers that are needed to be brought from across the world. But I fear that his indictment was too broad, too sweeping about the culture of America.
Well, Will, good evening and Merry Christmas. Look, Vivek does not mince words. What you'll notice about that tweet that I encourage everybody to read, it's been the tweet that's been heard around the world, is he doesn't mention American culture once. What he's talking about, I think, is the anti-American, anti-meritocratic subculture that has been exploded in recent years, especially under the Biden-Harris regime. The subculture, Will, that cancels the science fair in favor of drag queen story hour. The subculture where college campuses are spending more time.
That is not American culture at all. That is Democratic culture. That is left-wing culture.
I'm talking about microaggressions than microbiology, the culture that tells a young girl that Cardi B is a role model and that Thomas Jefferson is a racist. That is not the American culture. We have deviated from that. But President Trump's historic victory a month ago means that the golden era is upon us. And Vivek, I believe, knows that to be true.
And he's championed those ideas. He's championed them with me. He's championed them on this particular show. He's been a leader in pushing back on the things that have rotted our culture. But he does mention the culture more largely, James. He does talk about us venerating the prom king or the football player over the science fair competition. And what I would say, and I don't think Vivek disagrees with me. I really don't. I think he believes in American exceptionalism. But I fear that in this particular sentiment, he has suggested that mediocrity has bled to an overall malaise in America. And he said it's happened basically since the 90s. Now, I have to believe that some of that is true, but we are still today, not just in our past, we are still exceptional in America.
There is no question about it. Even despite what's been a couple difficult years under this Biden-Harris regime, this is the best country on earth. We are blessed by the grace of God. I know that Vivek knows that. I know that. American.
You know, he says, I can't stand Laura Loomer, and I think her comments about Indians are awful, but I also think she should be punished. I don't think she should be punished for her comments, blocked or unverified. Let the marketplace of ideas sort this out. The forces for good don't need censors to help us. What is going on?
Sanka.
When he makes that, it's a level-headed statement. I can't believe it. That was, I'm not a fan of him, by the way, and I'm not a fan that the Republicans embrace him, but that statement is such a level-headed response that I have to give
I
credit.
agree. He should have never spoke at that thing.
No, that was bullshit. That was bullshit.
He's got his own audience. He can talk to them all he wants.
Exactly. Kira is fired up, Jay.
I know it. I love the passion, man. I love it. That gives me hope, actually. It does. That people aren't sitting around, you know, just quiet and like, well, whatever happens, happens. People are very passionate. I love it.
Again, Vivek agrees. He literally called out the H-1B indentured servitude. He agrees with everything everyone is pissed about. The idea that he or Elon is trying to keep and abuse it is that. Abuse it is the false narrative dividing people right now, and it's working. I will repeat that, and I do appreciate it. My whole thing is if leadership matters. Vivek and Elon should never have gotten involved in this conversation to begin with. And now that it's out there, they should just shut up. Now, I don't know how much Vivek is tweeting. I have no idea. But I have to hold the people that I respect and appreciate responsible for their actions. The left is always going to try and divide. The left is always going to lie. The left is always going to have psyops. We know these things. We know this. There's paid psyop bullshit out there all the fucking time. We know this. So if we already know this, then why are we continuing to give them fuel and adding it to the fire? Vivek is not. Elon just keeps digging. Okay, so I don't follow Vivek on Twitter. So, but Elon has really made this a big fucking problem when it shouldn't have, and it's fueled the psyop. It's fueled it because the psyop is nothing unless the most famous man in the world adds fuel to the psyop. Like, look at how many things that Trump has, like, addressed over the years, okay? And he makes a statement on this, which is what he should do. But what happens if Trump starts responding to everybody on Twitter that's criticizing him? Oh my God. The media would go absolutely bonkers with that shit. And then the paid operatives would then swarm that and start boosting up people's replies. And Trump knows this. Elon's doing the exact thing that Trump doesn't do. So I think I'm in a lot of your agreement with what you're saying, Kira. I am in a lot of what your agreement, but I'm still going to hold the people accountable that I think will hopefully listen if enough people can get in their ear and say, hey, this is what's going on. You're smart enough to realize this. Shut up. Let's see. That one. Oh, here we go. Hot Fart Fernando says, Jay. Can Jay pronounce troglodytes now? Can
Okay. Troglodytes. That was a big thing on my live stream this morning because a guy that hates Trump is calling all of us troglodytes. He's like, you troglodytes. And I was like, we were watching this video. I was like, what the freak is a troglodyte? Like, why is he calling me that? What is that? So I had to get the chat explained to me. It was about a caveman. You know, it means you're a caveman. I was like, that's where they're at now? The guy has a terrible argument on a video. And then he's like, I just don't even want to, like, argue with troglodyte. I was like, what? What is he calling us here? What the freak is that? They just want to come out of nowhere with some weird name to call us now? Now we're like cave people? So weird. So, like, the whole chat was just like, troglodytes, like,
okay, let's see here. Yeah, right here. This is it right here. Trump watching all the chaos on X and knowing he's not getting involved.
pretty much.
Do you imagine how bad this would be if Trump started getting involved? Oh my goodness. And that's the power. He recognizes his power. He recognizes his influence, and he's not going to do it because he understands my word is going to create such a shit show if I get involved.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Chef Nick Nero says, make it drunk Cobra Cast. Yo, where's Theory? What the fuck? Jay needs to be a guest more often, Jeremy. He's still muted, though, and gay. That was me.
Jeremy didn't even know it was coming on. I just clicked on the link.
He's that big of a deal. He doesn't have to. Jeremy
I
Cyborg
appreciate you, Nick Nero. I appreciate you.
Jeremy Cyborg says, guess that's why I miss it. That's a 5 a.m. for me.
Yeah, it's early. It's early.
SBZ, I got that one earlier. Theo says, I think the H-1B ex-employee went on a deplatforming rampage, and Elon is afraid to say it out loud because it undermines his point. That is very much a possibility. I agree with Jason. 6,000 prisoners in, I believe, Africa broke out. Philip Butler says, where the F are you? Let's see. Why the F you care what the F Loomer thinks? Well, what? Why the F you care?
Why the F you care what the effing Loomer thinks?
It's not really about what she thinks. It's about the fact that she was fucking demonetized. And if she can be demonetized, I can be demonetized.
Yeah.
And you can be demonetized. It's just like the YouTube game. There have been people that have been demonetized on YouTube, and we haven't found out why. And I'm going, hey, that's bullshit, and we need to stand together. Because people being demonetized with no explanation on a big social media platform is bullshit. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with the gifted membership. Thank you. Dean H says, hail to 199. Jay, Jeremy, hope you had a good Christmas. Wishing everyone a happy new year. Also, will there ever be another drunk Cobra theory?
Yeah, you never know. We had one this year for like an hour on this channel, actually.
Yeah, on this channel. Louis R says, treat Elon the way you treat J.K. Rowling. We may agree with you on half the issues, but don't try to tell the right what we believe. Get on board or F off. Well, Elon literally played a huge role in Trump getting reelected or getting elected. So that's different than J.K. Rowling. Bird Up says Twitter drama. Trump still won. 4 years of Trump. Suck it, leftists. I noticed Jay. Act Natural says MAGA is too hyper emotional. The leftists are laughing at you forever, being bent off shape with Elon and taking advantage of it. Okay. I don't give a fuck about a leftist laughing. Who gives a shit? Fuck them. They're weirdos and they have pronouns in their bio. And they're gay. Jeremy the Cyborg says, did you guys hear that Florida Representative Hillary Castle flipped from Dem to Republican? I did see that post earlier. I did. Madden says, super chat for Jeremy's continued health. It's been a day. Apologies for the random super chats. Never apologize. Never. Let's see. Philip Butler says, change the subject. Why is your hair on fire? Do I have hair now?
I'm about to shave mine off this week.
Let mine go. Bohica for 50! Elon is able to keep emotions out of business and hence his appointment to Doge. To continue to remain relevant, influential, and assist with positive change, he needs to keep the emotions in check. Emotional decisions are for the far left. Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. And hopefully that's, maybe he'll learn that lesson. I don't know. I mean, I know he's the richest man in the world, and we all think a lot of him, but he's fucking up. Stormbringer with 5, get the memberships. Thank you. Marlena says, you and Jay rock. Eric K says, know your role and shut your mouth. Dragon Dan says, let's like the movie. Check out my critic list post responding to you on daily with pairing up people in our sphere with Christmas Carol characters. I see if you can find that real quick. Dragon Dan. Or I'll go to it. I'll go to it. By the way, if you're not, you should. Critic list. If you want to drop that link, I will pin it. Some people think I'm saying critic list. It's critic lists. It's a Rotten Tomatoes alternative. And I'd love to see you guys over there hanging out with us, reviewing movies, getting involved in the discussion. It's great over there. You can sign up for free. They have an app on Android and Apple. It's a great app. Some say the best app. Gavin Freenut says, I'm Jay's long lost black son. Well, congratulations. Let's see. There we go. Let me see. I'm trying to pin this. If I can, pin. Boom. There it is right there. So you guys can go hang out over there. Ministry Wrong Thing says, yes, Jack is saying what we've been saying or what I've been saying. Warbear says, hey, Jeremy, I nominated you for Dumbass Cracker of the Year. Sorry you didn't win or make the cut this year. Better luck next year. I know, but at least he followed. I don't know if he's still following. Let's see. AB. Does AB still follow me? AB still follows me. Look at there. AB still follows me. Is Jeremy boring still following? That's the one I'm always Jeremy. He still follows me. I'll be damned. Jeremy Boring still following me. I don't understand. He must have muted me or something. Jeremy Boring, there's no way he actually sees me. So, I don't think he does. Let's see. Why is that gay? Okay, there we go. I agree with Jay says, I agree. Look at there. Elon, Polish Prince says, Elon forgot the cardinal rule on Twitter X, which is always respect the chat. Also, Jay adapted me, adopted me over Christmas. Thank you, Jay is awesome. Look at that.
Well,
Jim P says Scott Presler did more than Laura Loomer could ever do in the victory of 2024. Well, Scott Presler's awesome. Rubber band jiggle physics. Gosh, I didn't know what that was. Bring back blah, blah, blah. Bring jobs back to the U.S. was a fortune of MAGA. Why are people surprised? That means people not wanting to bring in loads of foreign labor. I agree. Dan the Man says Jeremy is gay. Also, Jay is LOL. Just kidding. DJ Nutsack says it's not just culture, it's the system. Also, we would. Why would I spend 100 to 2,000? Can I fucking talk, Jay? It's not just culture, it's a system. Why would I spend 100 to 200,000 for an engineering degree that's only going to pay me 50 to 80K a year? Exactly. Van says Elon is right. Skilled foreign workers were where Americans can't fill jobs. Too many retards educated with pointless degrees in the U.S. We need a draft. John Ambler says, hey, Jay, I'm a bit late to the Welcome to the Rebellion stream. Who's the gay guy with you?
Yeah. Make a wish.
Fantastic. Mr. Knox says, g'day, and hail this feud that Musk created needs to stop. It's MAGA that, you call it MAGA, and it will only give the media what they want. Yeah. Shadow Sand says he's doing the deep fake voice Star-Lord. Jimbo says Vivek's been in the public eye for about 15 minutes. He ran in the primary against Trump. What you said on CobraCast then is still true. He is unproven and has Obama vibes. I still like him. We'll see. Eric K says, where do ghosts prefer to swim? Lake Erie. AJ says Jeremy gay and Jay is a real cool guy. Shadow Sand says we should celebrate Jeremy and Gary finding the unmute button. Mara Millen says if you have a desire to turn left for a good 30 minutes, you'll get it and turn left the best of them all. Jeremy Pat says, Jay, don't 1v1 Beardo and Cotter with lose control. Shadow Sand says, Jeremy didn't finish preschool and look at him now. Exactly. Should motivate everybody. Right, Jay? And Jay was like a school teacher and can't spell or read. That should inspire a lot of people.
I'm part of the system.
Not a strong case against the H-1B visa. Jay's our school teacher, can't read or write. Maybe we do need to get some foreign labor.
I almost won Teacher of the Year.
Axel Jensen. Axel Jensen, when I was a little kid, everything was about sports because of Michael Jordan. Even a dog could flawlessly win a basketball game. Yeah, Michael Jordan, man. He was the man. Daily Donkey Salty Dabs says, the H-1B non-immigrant, whether full-time or part-time, must actually receive hourly wages and an actual salary totaling at least $60,000 in calendar year. The salary must be paid cash in hand. Bedlam says, just finished running G.I. Joe tabletop RPG Christmas mission to save Santa Claus. Yo, hell yeah, that's awesome. Bohica says, Canada for the 51st state. Dude, Trump is serious about this shit. Have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Have you heard Kevin O'Leary's involved?
No.
Kevin O'Leary.
I know he
involved.
wants Gretzky to.
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary is involved with it now. Kevin O'Leary seems to think that it can happen. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. There was a video I watched earlier. Yeah, right here.
Wouldn't Canada have to vote on that?
I'm not sure how it all works. Right here. Here we go.
Christmas, everyone. Trump just said Merry Christmas as well. And look what he said. He said, Governor Justin Trudeau of Canada, whose citizens are taxed too high, but if Canada was to become our 51st state, their taxes would be cut by more than 60%. Sounds pretty good.
Does sound pretty good. America's neighbors to the north are hopping on the MAGA train. I've heard they call themselves Maple MAGAs. Some Canadians jumping at President-elect Trump's offer of huge tax cuts if they become the 51st state. We shall see. Kevin O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures, Mr. Wonderful, joins us now. Kevin, you are a man from the north. This is your native land. What are you here? Is this for real? What are you hearing from people up there?
More than half of Canadians, there's 41 million of them, want to know more, want to understand what the proposal really is, because the concept of an economic union has been bandied around for 40 years. And it makes sense because the resources Canada have, the U.S. needs, particularly power and water. But there's something else. You know, we've been talking about the border between Canada and the United States. That's not the problem. The Pentagon is worried and has been for decades about the northern border where China and the USSR are. And we had NORAD decades ago, but China was a nothing burger back then. Now they're a serious problem. And I think in this kernel of an idea, and yes, maybe it was a joke to start, there is something great here to be done, because if you figured out a way to put these two countries together, it would be the most powerful country on earth, the most powerful military on earth, the most powerful resources. And no adversary anywhere would mess with it. That's the prize.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're not going to mess with us with Trump being president. But you know, and the United States is already that powerful. But yeah, I mean, this is something that will, if Trump is able to make Canada the 51st state, if he's able to get Greenland, if he's
Big
able to
state.
this is insane. I don't know how the hell they're going to pull this off.
Let's start with this idea that this is just the beginning of negotiations. People are talking about it. I want to just throw up a
By the way, she has a great personality.
survey. They actually polled Canadians about this already. And this is what Canadians said about becoming the 51st state. 13% said yes, so there is a crowd there. 82% said no. But Kevin, what you're saying is maybe it doesn't have to be about taking the land. Maybe you can broker some kind of an economic union. That's what you want to help do, right?
Yeah, that poll is irrelevant. The opportunity is combining strengths. You don't have to sell the country. You don't have to even merge it. But you can create a union where you put together the things that matter: a common currency, a common passport, free-flowing trade across the border, particularly in energy. And think about what that means. Right now, the U.S. grid is tapped out. You can't find a gigawatt of electrical power. There's unlimited power in Canada. And even Eric Schmidt said that at Google because they're concerned about building data centers. All of these opportunities exist. Now, unfortunately for Trump, these ministers are going down to talk to him in Mar-a-Lago are going to get wiped out in 90 days in a national election. Trudeau is immensely unpopular, and Canadians cannot wait to get rid of him. So this may have to wait from an official standpoint, but many Canadians are interested in understanding more about how we could push this idea forward, and I'm one of them. I think this is a great idea, and I think the potential is massive, and the opportunity is huge. And I think at the end of the day, Canadians and Americans, their DNA is the same in terms of what they believe in: freedom. They fought in multiple wars together. I say let's make this happen one way or another. And
That's wild.
on Earth.
Huh?
That's wild.
He wants to go to Mar-a-Lago and talk to Trump about it. Like he is Canadian.
I'm worried about China. I really am. I think we're in the beginning of a long economic war. And if we're stronger and protecting the northern border and really making it hell for them around the world with our philosophy of freedom and commerce and strength, that's a good thing.
Are you going down to Mar-a-Lago?
I'd love to go down to Mar-a-Lago. You know, I'm obviously interested in it because I do business on both sides of the border. And I'm going to the inauguration. I'm excited about it. I have a lot of projects in both countries. I work with senators and governors, and I walk the aisles of the Hill all the time, as I do in Ottawa. You can't do business anymore unless you're working with leadership in both countries. So I'm a big advocate of figuring out how to get this thing together.
Well, if you can get it together, Kevin, please give us the scoop. We want to break it with you.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, man. That's I mean, I figured Trump was joking when he started trolling about it. But
He just kept on.
He's not letting it go.
I know, that's the thing. It's like, it wasn't a one and done.
Yeah, and this could be like a legacy. This is something that he will be remembered. I mean, he's going to be remembered forever. But like, I don't know. I don't know what Trump is willing to do, but I know that if he is serious about it, and now you've got people like Kevin O'Leary on board and others, and it's clear with all of these tariffs he's trying to put on Canada, because the whole point of what he said, what did he say to Trudeau? That if your country, because Trudeau basically said at Mar-a-Lago, if you put these tariffs on our country, it's going to cost us so many billions of dollars, we can't survive. And Trump was like, if you can't survive without ripping off the United States of America, then you don't have a country. Yeah. Maybe we just take your country over if that's the point. I don't know, man. We'll see. But it's interesting to say the least. So.
Anyway, I'm gonna hop off, brother.
All right, man.
It's late. Finish up. Hail Snake Pit, the greatest chat on YouTube, and it's not even close.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
welcome to the Rebellion podcast every morning. What days?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, every day over there on the Welcome to Rebellion podcast channel. So make sure you guys check that out.
Yep. All right, man. Have a good one, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, Jay. So yeah, Bohica, you got that whole thing started with your 199 super chat right there. So good on you, brother. Lying Dollface Pony Soldiers, Biden let in 12 million anyone that walks in. Josh says O1 visa doesn't allow for enough applicants to come in and make up the gap in needed fields. That is true. That is true. It's a very, very, very small amount of people that they allow in. That is true. Ministry of Wrong Think says they can't call us an echo chamber cult anymore. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says Jay goes where he is needed, just like Mary Poppins. There's Stormbringers 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Kira says for 20, Elon Vivek said they want to bring in top talent. People are only familiar with the H-1B, so they auto jump to that conclusion and turn this into a discussion about H-1B on their own. Elon already clarified this. I thought he mentioned it. I could be wrong about that, but I did think that that he had mentioned the H-1B. Could be wrong about that. Hope says Elon's opinion on Alex was emotional. We changed it. What does Alex Jones have to say about this? I'm actually curious about that. Does Alex Jones pipe in about this at all? Let's see. Alex Jones. Let's see what old Alex Jones has to say. Don't see anything yet. I don't want to watch one of his videos right now. Oh, and Bill Gates wants to go to Mar-a-Lago, by the way. Man, Alex Jones tweets a lot. Yeah, I don't see like any specific. Oh wait, hang on. Here we go, right here. It is a classic American policy to drain the best from across the planet and bring them here. Musk has always advocated for this policy. Everyone bitching that Elon Musk has flip-flopped are either ignorant or lying. Elon, to a great extent, is the poster child for this program. Working. So it sounds like he is on... I didn't say bingo. Oh, there we go. Oh, Elon responds right here. So this is on the 26th. So there's Alex Jones saying that. And I would agree overall with what Alex is saying. I still would say that Elon is causing all of these problems by responding. That's my problem. Elon needs to shut up. He needs to make his statements, and he needs to leave it at that and not talk about it constantly. Let me see here. Jimbo says, this whole Twitter MAGA war is a psyop to cover up the fact that Disney hid Krista's reply. Disney did hide Krista's reply. Can you guys believe that? Like, Disney hid Krista's reply. Let me pull this up. Of all people. See if I can find this. Is this the one? Trying to see which one they hid. Man, they've hid so many, I can't even find hers. All they're doing is hiding the reply. Amazing time. This is amazing.
Prime Minister. Yeah. Please get the fuck out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah, you suck.
Yes. Okay. Mods. We get the mods win. Okay. Mods win. All right. Here we go. Mods win. Hail to the mods. There we go. So that is awesome. We're gonna watch that one.
Mr. Prime Minister. Please get the fuck out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah, you suck.
When was this? So that's December 27th. I don't know how old that was. That is amazing. Well, that's the guy you have running your country, so you're going to have problems. Grand Potato says, let's add Mexico to the list, annex them, and turn the country. No, I read it. That was earlier. It was probably like 45 minutes ago. Bradman says, dear Canada, you never visited the White House. This is why I don't want to. JD says, that's the Canada I know and love. Lana says, I work in tech, and this is absolutely needs to be said. Most of the that I work with are Trudeau has no security. Apparently not. Didn't look like it, did it? So that was Bobcat yelling at me about it. And they're like, oh my God. Yeah, okay. Look at AB.
Two, help another. Helping businesses stay open by giving money and by helping the family of a fallen officer. Dave has done a lot of great things. This year, winner of the 2024 biggest cracker moment of the year is Dave Portnoy. Dave couldn't be here to accept this award.
I love that AB has the Cracker of the Year award. This is the greatest thing ever, dude. We need more of this. All right, so we're at the end, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I'll probably be live this weekend because and if it does continue, we're going to talk about it. And hopefully, back down. But if he doesn't, back down. If he doesn't, to get their claws into this and create a disaster. Let's see. Justin pretends says, "Oh no, getting the." Shitstorm. This is true. Michael says till computing doesn't need software. Recognizes that his words are the words that are keeping this thing as relevant as they are. He's getting ratioed. He's getting crushed. People are talking about it. He would just stop talking about it. So we shall see. All right, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. We've already got the tip of one copyright, so why not another one? Here's our outro. Have a good weekend. You guys this weekend for some other time. No guarantee. Gaming stream on my D-Day Cobra gaming channel this weekend as well, so make sure you subscribe to that channel. And of course, don't forget D-Day Cobra clips. Danky's been doing a great job with the clips over there. We got the link to Criticlist, so you guys can sign up over there. Have a good evening. I'll talk to all of you.